Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70's, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game, I think I found a solution. Got a crazy kind of flow, I need a verbal institution. Monster on the mic, I feel like hip-hop then adopted me. You pussy niggas shook, you let them turn this to a mockery. I give a fuck about their recognition. I'm trying to spit the fucking truth, somebody get the message. These politics, they overstate the obvious. They shooting like Stoyakovich, it's war on every continent. Deeper than you know, I'm what you hate if you the government. Young black with heart, I put a hex on the establishment. Niggas playing patty cake and I was trying to regulate. A lot of them I emulate, but none of them I demonstrate. Hip-hop will never need a eulogy. They give us 10%, they trying to take away gratuity. Work for what you want, I learned that from fucking Aubrey. And she ain't never lied, I told her this was nothing new to me. This must be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstition say the government been scheming. Here we go, I roll up, they say the city lights is feeling me. My girl, she super real, she think that ain't nobody cool as me. Flying in Pacifics, I'll be ripping till I'm gone. I sit back and blaze away like I'm a Elijah.
Special SunDave show. You know, we've been doing these SunDave shows. We've been going ahead and doing them at different times. Special little SunDave show, because I want to check in with you even on the Lord's Day. How you doing? Welcome in. Hit the fucking like button. Tweet about it. Let people know that we are here. Got a bunch of stuff. It's a nice weekend. Thought I'd come on, hang out with the Mush Puffs for a little bit, because why the F not? Off today, off tomorrow. Bears are getting the fuck kicked out of them, or they lost already. Who cares? You know what matters? You and me and them. Simultaneous you and me and her. Simultaneous loving, baby. All of us, the copiousness. We're going to have ourselves a Mush Puff cuddle puddle tonight. How you guys doing? I see Storm yell up in the chat. Trippy Savage. Yeah. Mark. How you doing, Mark? 2 C's. Are you thick, Mark? Black Rose. Bye. And there's the Peepaw as well, Malarkins. Seraphita. I call her a rose. What's up there? How you doing? Good to see all my moosh poofs on this wonderful SunDave. Feel free to jump into the Discord tonight if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, quips, quotes, likes, loves, or whatever else might be on your mind on this SunDave going into the copious new week. And there is a new week to be had. Copiousness to be had in this new week. Start with a little bit of frivolity. I am filming content. I'm doing things that you guys are not used to hearing me say. I'm saying new things, new words that some of you have never heard me utter from my mouth. Not a utter. You don't milk it. An utter. You utter from my mouth. An utter. You have not heard me utter these things very often. Like, I made videos today. That's not something you hear from me very often, nor is I'm writing comedy and writing sketches. Not something you're used to hearing from me, but I actually did. Now, remember what I showed you yesterday and what I threatened to read? Let's just say I've written quite a bit more. I'm actually quite proud. I'm getting quite proud of this because I think it's something. I think it's the start of a good bit. I think it's something. I want to perform it. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to perform that very, very soon. I might record it. I might even stop in at a local place and do a stand-up. I don't know, but I'm getting pretty confident in it, and I can stretch that over 5 minutes easy, especially with some of the ad-libs that I have there. So anyway, I digress. Just very, 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 very excited because today was a further evolution of that. Well, not of this, but of just making content. I'm real excited about what I did today. I alluded to it a little bit. I've started a new show, a new concept that I think I'm going to leave on this channel, but it's possible I bring over to Club Copious. I'm not sure. It's called Can Dave. And basically, we just go through a whole bunch of random shit that see if I can do it. The first thing I thought of, look, I'm a red-blooded American. I'm a red-blooded American. So I got to be able to make apple pies, right? I have to be able to. I can eat them, so I have to be able to make them, correct? Well, some people, if you had a gun to your head right now, if everybody's just for some morbid reason had a gun to their head, and can you make an apple pie, motherfucker, from scratch? And if not, pow! How many people would be dead right now? Is all I'm asking in the chat. Comment section 2. First question of the night. If you had a gun to your head and they said, make a pie or die, make a pie from scratch or die, would you be dead right now? I'm asking. Well, I found out the answer to that question for me today. If I would die, if that incredibly insane hypothetical were to happen, does it have to be good? I think it has to be edible. Because I didn't want to dare put good in my vocabulary for this, because I couldn't guarantee that. Now, I couldn't get anybody to try it tonight. I had a few people, and it's not that they didn't like what it looked like. They actually all said it looked good. They just couldn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some to work tomorrow. Well, I'm going to bring some to my work tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow. I'm going to bring some in. So this week was trying to bake a apple pie. And I'm going to do different stuff. So hopefully you guys will get involved with that. You'll give me ideas of what you want me to try to do. I'm going to try things like, can I learn a song in a week? Like on a either singing it or maybe even playing. Because I know like 4 chords on a guitar. But I think that you can learn how to play. You can learn how to do almost anything if you just focus on one thing. Like, I think you can play a song. You can learn how to play a song in a week if it's a simple enough song and if you dedicate enough time to it throughout the week. I think there are things that I can do. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to try. So, motherfucking shit. Why do I have to get shit from the Huff? Yeah, I saw him. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I hate Huffman so much. So I knew not to talk positively about the Bears. They looked good for about a quarter. And then the wheels fell off that shit real quick. And of course, he's a son of a bitch. That Jeff Huffman. Not Jeff Huffman. It's not good. Serafita, my grandmother was a Pennsylvania Dutch, so I have a leg up. There you go. Pie making, sure. But I'm pretty excited about the fact that I was able to script out, record, and now I've sent it off to my editor. It's happening. I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited. I couldn't be more, to be honest, because I can tell you, I don't want to tell you my opinion. I don't want to give you my opinion on my pie. But I tried it. I can't give you any more than that. It's terrifying. All right, so let's get into some stuff today. We got a bunch. We got the Discord open and all that good stuff too. We got the Wheel of Impressions. It's always fun. This first one's on me. Apple pie, did you say? Cheese or ice cream? Cheese or ice cream, Dave? Cheese. I mean, I didn't put ice cream on it, but it would be ice cream. You could put whipped cream. What is wrong with you? Cheese. Can you put cheese on an apple pie? Did you just misspell cream? I'm wondering if you just misspelled cream. It's crazy what happened to Bengals. Yeah, that was weird. Joe Burrow. Ew. All right. Let's talk about my Bears. Let's see. I would rather shoot someone in the face. I would shoot you in the face, Peepaw, if you told me to put cheese on the apple pie. How you doing, Peepaw?
I'm doing fine. No, I don't understand it, dude. There's some people out there that put like American cheese on their apple pies.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Is that ice cream? I can get that. I mean, you go a la mode with that shit all day long. This is a new one. I got Ric Flair. I actually can only do like one phrase as Ric Flair. I don't really try to go too farther because he with a tear in my eye, This is the greatest day in the history of my life. Woo! But that's about it. I can't really do. I don't know why I even put him on the list. Man, Team. Yeah, I don't want to do. Yeah, that's a lot. It's very breathy. I mean, that's breathy.
That's going to need a little work.
I haven't done them in a while.
It's there. I mean,
It's not really there, but we'll see what happens with it. Let me go ahead.
Better than what I could do. I'll put it that way.
You know what? Why is the world trying to give me Ric Flair twice? What is happening? They're telling me that they're like, you better learn it. You better figure it the fuck out. If it goes Ric Flair again, I'm gonna quit the show. Holy shit! That was closer than I would even like to have even thought that was possible. Have you ever been to the streets of California? You would see these things there, and it would blow your mind the way that it is. It's always there. There's homeless everywhere now. It wasn't like that when I was the governor. That's all I know. I don't know why I got Southern at the end of it.
Chopper.
But you get to the chopper. Put the cookie down. See you at the party, Richter. Hey, Benny. Screw you. I love that one. That's my favorite one to do. It's so much fun. It's very gravelly. Anyway, so we'll be doing those throughout the show. You guys can pick a topic. I'll give this wheel a spin. Anything over $5. We'll go ahead and continue to do that tonight. We got bong rips, some beer chug. I got one beer chug in me tonight. One. Hat changes, all that good stuff. I'm putting everything towards getting my ass to WrestleMania. That's my goal. I'm going to WrestleMania in April, people. That's my goal.
Where's it at?
Deadondave goes to WrestleMania. Philadelphia.
I was going to say it could be fairly close to you this
year. Very
close.
close. Yeah, I don't even got to worry about a plane or nothing. That's an easy ride. So, I know people in the area. I might even be able to take care of accommodations. So,
cool.
Yeah, but it's still going to be very expensive to go to fucking WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, the tickets I'm sure are outrageous, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, the packages. But you can get the whole weekend if you can do the whole weekend, and you can get it for under $2,500 for the weekend. That's not.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I spend $2,500 on. Go and watch a bunch of sweaty men rub up against each other is not that.
But it's it's WrestleMania. It's not.
I don't give a shit.
It's not your typical fucking event. It's not like it's just something that happens. This is WrestleMania. And not only is it WrestleMania, keep in mind, this is WrestleMania 40.
Look,
and this is not just going to the event either. It's a package. You get to meet wrestlers. You get to go to special events. You get to go to everything.
You probably even get one of those little chairs too, right?
Yeah, you might even get a chair. Maybe even get a little handy. You never know.
Listen, if you can swing it and you get to do it, I think you should go do it.
Klarna.
Make those memories, have those experiences, 100%.
People,
just not me.
People, listen to me. Yeah. The world's changed. Okay.
Oh.
Do you know what Klarna is?
No, I don't know what Klarna.
You got to look into Klarna. Klarna is not credit, okay? And this sounds scammy, but I'm telling you, Klarna's the most amazing. Klarna's changed my fucking life. So check this out. This is what Klarna does. And they do it interest-free. This is interest-free. All you got to do is basically, they're everywhere, right? So tickets, TVs, anything you could think of. You ever looked at something and go, man, if I only didn't have to pay all of it right now, if I could just pay it in quarters, if I can just pay it in fours and no one would charge me interest, if someone would just do that, I'd buy this right now. Well, that's what fucking Klarna does. Yeah. It chops everything in fours and you pay every 2 weeks for the 4 payments. So it's first day, 2 weeks later, a quarter, 2 weeks later, a quarter, 2 weeks later, the last quarter. And it's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
So I have to ask, how do they make money?
I don't know. But it's a very big company, and I think they charge a small service fee at the very beginning, but that's it. And I think it's just because it's an advertising deal for them because of how much products it pushes. Because it allows people to buy so much crazy shit. It's fucking insane how much shit you can buy with this stuff. So like going to concerts and going to events, it's not as, that's how I got all the furniture, cameras. You just got to be smart in how you do it. You plan it out. You can buy anything you want. I love the future. I learned how to be an adult. I figured it out. I have cool shit now.
That's awesome. I'm tickled to death for you, man. I hope it works out for you. I really do.
It's all paid off. What are you talking about? It's all done.
No,
it has.
I'm talking about the WrestleMania thing. I hope it works out.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Well, tell these motherfuckers to donate. Tell them to buy a impression. That's all we gotta do.
Hey, motherfuckers.
There you go.
Get off your fucking wallets and send the man some money. Jesus.
That's aggressive. That was aggressive, and I kind of liked it. Did you have a knife in your hand?
Well, no. See, after it gets to a certain time at night, you get Peepaw after dark, and he's not Peepaw by morning. He's a little more spicy. So
you're a little spicy man.
A little bit spicier.
A little spicy man. So did you see that I'm writing? I'm writing comedy.
I saw that. Yeah. And talking about doing some stand up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go get me something. Yeah,
I think you should. You're a funny guy. I think you should give it a try.
I'm gonna give it a go. You know, I mean, masochism. You know, I get up on a stage at 40. The last time I did stand up, I was 12 years old, and I was booed off that motherfucker at a Boys and Girls Club.
Well, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do any worse than that shit I've seen Deaf Noodles do, and he's quote a professional, whatever. So, I mean, you can't do no worse than that, right?
Like, I'm glad you brought him up, though, man. You're like, I'm glad that he's on the up and everything. I'm glad that people are back loving it. But his tweets, man, he says shit. His questions. Oh my God, it's just unbelievable. Is this bad? Do you think?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Honestly, truthfully, if Dennis had been doing this thing the whole time, he would be fucking just beloved.
It's so funny, man. I know it's not all like perfect at all. Like, no. Some weird ass shit, boy. Yeah. But it's just, I love that everything is ended with a question. Like there'll be something so up, it'll be like, did they deserve this? I'm like, shut up. I love it. It's become one of my favorite things to do. Let's see how many Deaf Noodles tweets until I rage today. It'll be great because there's a million of them a day.
Yeah.
He's just, you know what? It's what it is. I envy it.
It's prior. It's like he's putting out content to the same level like he did prior to his whatever that shit was that happened with him.
We'll call it the siesta. We'll call it.
Yeah, it was
his siesta.
Yeah, but this stuff is actually it's not all of them bang, but I would say the majority of them banging are funny. I laugh my ass off. I'm like, God, you know,
like Depp is an awkward guy. And if you can watch, if you like his style of awkward and you enjoy what he's doing, you're gonna get all the news because the dude covers everything. Like, I'm telling you, there's a reason why I'm fucking looking at the TMZ thing today. I'm like, that's what you got to do. That's what you got. I mean, like, no offense to Deaf Noodles, but I'm funnier than he is. So I'm like, I gotta be able to mine more out of it than him. So I'm gonna. That's the last tab is TMZ, and I'm just gonna scroll down, and we're gonna have some fun with them. Fuck it.
You know what? I wonder. I think I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Ask it.
I wonder if his new friend has anything to do with this.
Women change a lot of things about men.
You damn right. They can take a guy who doesn't have any confidence in himself, who thinks he's never going to amount to anything, and next thing you know, some bitch has got fancy lights, new cameras.
I feel like we're not talking about Deaf Noodles anymore. I feel like we stopped talking about Deaf Noodles at some point. I'm talking
about Deaf Noodles.
Oh, okay. Are we still talking about Deaf Noodles? Are we sure you're still talking about Deaf Noodles? Okay.
100%.
Continue talking about Deaf Noodles.
But you know, all of a sudden, you know, and you see him out about town, having fancy dinners, going to comedy shows. She's just a man about town.
Just a man about town, just doing all these crazy things. Going to New York City, all that stuff. Yeah, I know, it's insane.
Bitching his barber out because he stands him up.
That motherfucker, I couldn't believe he stood me up today. I was very upset. I'm going to go kick his ass tomorrow. I couldn't believe that shit. He's lucky he lined me up earlier this week so I didn't look like a complete hot mess, but I don't know, man. I was like, what the fuck, dog? I was up there.
Yeah.
I was up there at 9. You think I wanted to be up at 9? No.
Didn't you not like a package deal with this dude, right?
I did.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that.
You did. You got a good memory there, people.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
What's
Sometimes
up there,
I don't.
NYT Mom? Good to see you. And Katniss, I see Master Heads and Not a Noob. All kinds of weird people in there tonight. That's fantastic. To the weird folk. Hey, so this is a great representation to kind of how I feel like the internet is. You know, the bartender is the content creator. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. And the girl, the lady, she's the viewer. You ready?
Okay. Is that like, so she did like thumbs down, right? That's kind of like a thumbs down.
No, she was stupid. She misunderstood what he was saying. He was telling her to knock it so they would all fall. So he said, dude, he gave her a gesture and they're all going to go. She's like, wipe them off. And she just went with it. And she wiped the whole fucking counter.
I'm going to blow that up where I can see it better.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll blow it up. Hold on.
No. I got you, dude. I got you.
No. You know,
I had to pop out the window on my Discord.
Just because we don't have a fancy schmancy fucking producer, you know. I gotta do this shit myself. Here, that's bigger now. You happy? No. Yes. Oh, yes. It didn't really make it so much bigger. Today. What'd you learn?
That would be what you could call that stuff. Was they call it the bar stool? I didn't know this was actually a drink. It's called the bar stool. Have you heard of this?
No.
Yeah, I didn't know about this either. We were talking about it earlier today on the podcast, and so evidently,
your show
you go in. Yeah.
Clear as Mud podcast. Clear as Mud podcast. Clear as Mud podcast.
They were talking about, I guess you can go into a bar and you can request a bar stool. And what it is they take, because they make the drinks over the little pad stuff, right? And it captures the, the spillage and what have you stuff, right? They'll pour that into a glass and you can actually drink the shit.
Really?
It's called a bar stool. I wouldn't do it. It sounds nasty as hell.
It sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it does. But anyway.
Some grody motherfuckers. Hey, people, did you know that we have a little bit of history? We got a little bit of history to talk about.
I hate to say this, Dave.
You watched this shit, didn't you?
I watched this shit religiously and laughed my ass off about it.
I'm with you. So 13 years ago, this was 2010, I was bedridden. I was actually living with my mother.
Yeah.
I had to live with my mom for 3 months. We lost everything. I lost the house, lost everything. I lived with my mom for 3 months in Germany. And this got me through. Because these successful, famous, rich people were so much more fucked up than I ever could be. And they helped me. People, they gave me hope that no matter how bad things got, that there was a chance that I could fail upwards.
Yeah.
They did and have.
You just can have no self-respect. And so we become YouTubers, and here we are.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, we have some semblance of pride so that we couldn't go the full reality or TV or like Jerry Springer. But we have we have limited pride, so we come to YouTube.
Yeah.
It's worked out quite a bit.
But you know what?
What's that?
There are some out there that have not, and those are the ones we laugh at. The YouTubers that have no, they don't have that switch in their head, or they don't have that whatever to prevent them. And so,
the shameless.
What was it? Robert Downey Jr. said, "You never go full rotire. You never go full rotire." They go full, but I'm very appreciative of those people.
Yes,
they give me something to laugh about.
They give us everything. They give me life. Again, it's the same concept. With how fucking retarded people are, it gives me again the fact that they function. It helps me realize that I'm gonna be okay. If they're fucking walking around, some of them procreating people, some of them creating life, God help the fucking next generation, but I gotta be okay.
You know, the real tiny little one, she was always staying drunk and just falling all over the damn place on the show. What was her name? Snooki.
Oh, Snooki. Oh, yeah.
Snooki, remember her?
She's still famous.
She actually reproduced.
She did a couple. They all have. They've all had kids.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
I haven't watched them in a while.
Some of them have had their kids taken away.
No, that doesn't really shock me.
Ronnie's abducted his daughter.
Well, there you go. You'll have that on them big jobs.
That's amazing. So let's see what started it all, man. This was a moment that early on in the show, you know, like the first season, this is what got people, it might even been second season, but I think it was the first season. This is where people got everyone captivated because it's when shit got real. Sammy and JWoww getting fucking real as shit. Because, you know, with these type of shows, this was the originator of all that shit too, keep in mind. You always wondered at what point was it bullshit, at what point wasn't. These motherfuckers didn't seem to be bullshit a lot, but some moments certainly felt more real than others, and this was one of them, and it's all because of Sammy's punch. This shit just seems like a regular moment and you'll know the moment when you see it. You'll know the moment when you see it. Let's watch it.
Because I'm Jersey trash.
Look how fucking big Jenny is too. She's an Amazon. Yeah. She's so tall.
Jersey trash.
Look at tiny ass Snooki, man. She's so small.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I don't like you.
Oh yeah, look at her. They could put a beer on her head.
That's it. I'm not gonna like.
What's that?
Did you see the size of the earring she had on was as big as her damn head?
Oh yeah, look at that. You could look at that. You can see just the outline right. Yeah, I know. You can see it down here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's as big as her damn head.
Thank you. Why you like me? Because I
look at those things.
Yeah.
They're all huge.
Came to you as a woman and told you about your man.
You wrote a note and couldn't come up to me.
Who told you I wrote a note? I didn't write a note.
No, you didn't. You didn't either. Bullshit.
Look how she had to point back down to Snooki. That was fucking great. Because how small she is. She had to point down to her.
That's the thing.
Who wrote the note? You two.
Oh, this is the first season because that chick was only on there the first season. I can't remember what her name was.
Angelina.
Yeah, Angelina. Yeah. She was on there on the first season.
She did come back very, very briefly for the third season, and they brought her back again recently.
Like at a reunion or something or whatever. Yeah, but the third season she was just like 2 down episodes. There and it wasn't
even long. She ended up getting kicked out again.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the worst. She's the worst. Yeah. And she's the one who went to TNA wrestling. Fucking asshole. At least Snooki went to WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
What's up, Katniss? Good to see you. LOL, my bad. I'm cooking while listening. Get your cooking on, girl. Hey, you're going to see a cooking video from me, not every week, but this week you'll see one because I did my first ever Can Dave. It's a new concept where I'm going to do all kinds of things. I have no idea how far I'm going to take it, but I'm going to see how many things I can do. Maybe I'll change a tire. Maybe I'll screw in multiple light bulbs. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's so many things to see what I'm capable of doing. See if I can learn a couple of phrases in a week. I don't know. There's all kinds of shit that I want to. Maybe I'll learn Klingon. Who the fuck knows? We'll see what I'm capable of. And today, it was baking a pie. Because if you can't bake a pie, they might take your fucking American citizenship. Because that's how American it is. You could bake a pie, can't you? Apple pie.
Oh, I'm making. Oh, hell yeah. Apple, pecan. Yeah. All that
you say
shit.
pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan.
But one way to say it. Pecan.
Pecan. I see a lot of people say pecan pie.
Yeah.
Those people are called artards.
Well, if you're like certain parts of the South, like Georgia and stuff like that, and even like in some like Louisiana, they call them pecan.
Pecan.
There's pecan.
Oh, Trippy Savage. Snooki was awesome on South Park. Snooki needs smoosh smoosh. Yeah, she was fucking fantastic.
To like all the girls in the house, if you know something, tell me. If you know something, tell me. If you know something, tell me.
Funny how people become pussies all of a sudden. You can't say something.
Pussies, I'm in your fucking face right now. You call me a pussy?
I'll be in your fucking face too.
Stop!
Here we go.
But that ain't it. Here it comes. Sammy, watch her. Wow! Sammy fucking comes out with this punch with 3 or 4 steps of momentum, man. She lands this thing pretty goddamn clean. Look at it.
Well,
Such a
wasn't
clean
Sammy like a? I know she was dating Ronnie, right?
Yes.
So weren't they both like into doing weightlifting and shit?
They trained and shit. Yeah, they were probably both juicing. He definitely was. He was a fucking juice head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his kid taken away from him.
What was it? It was Tan, Jim Tan, and
Come on, Jim Tan, GT, L, Jim Tan, Laundry. Come on, son.
Laundry. Yeah, Laundry. That's what I wanted to think it was Laundry. But like, no,
Come on.
that was lame. But anyway, yeah,
I loved it, man. Here's the thing: they a lot of their shit, like as stupid as it is, it's just military man shit. It's like all of it is accountability, and like all the other stuff is douchey. Don't get me wrong, but keeping yourself on a schedule, keeping yourself looking good, keeping yourself in the right order. There's nothing wrong with all that. Keeping yourself, your laundry done every day, the gym done every day, tan, get yourself feeling good, looking. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all the extra douchiness that comes with it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the fact that these assholes, they got to spend 3.5 hours in the morning to get their hair right. This is what makes you want to punch them with an iron.
Right? That gel shit.
Holy fuck. Why? Like, there's no question that Pauly D's hair looks amazing. Like, no one's doubting that. But what the fucking ass is it made of? Is it like, it's insane. It's gravity defying. It's insane. I don't know. Fuck them. But this was an important moment in television history.
Yeah.
Oh, quick little wrestling hits, man. Quick little. You still watch? Fucking Jersey Shore. By the way, you still doing the Jersey Shore at all?
No, I know they did they're doing like the family vacation thing now. I keep meaning to try to watch it, but I'm just like, I just can't be bothered with it. I think
I watched for a while.
Dare I say, have I matured enough to where I just can't watch it?
No, because you still you've evolved, if anything, and now it's the YouTube drama.
Awesome.
Go back up to the mainstream, because I watched because they were covering everything that happened with Mike, because Mike went to prison and all that and stuff. It was actually, it was kind of fucked up. There's been a lot of celebrities over the years that have been indicted and convicted of the exact same crime that Mike, the situation, was convicted of, him and his brother and shit. I mean, I think that it was like 24 people. And everyone on that list in that situation, I'm talking the exact same circumstances, not one of them did prison time. Not one. And they gave and they gave him 18 months. And he served like all of it. And they served he served like all of it too. But or it was 8 months or something. I can't remember how long it was. It might not have been that long. I can't remember how long it was. But still, to get any prison time was kind of crazy because no one else had. Yeah. So that was a pretty interesting one. And he's been so great since. He got fat for a while, then he got himself back into shape. So it was kind of cool. If you like resurrection stories.
Yeah.
The situation. All right. A couple of quick. Oh, go ahead.
No. The Dudley Boys. Yeah, I remember those guys back in the days.
Dudley Boys. Oh, which always reminds me of one of my favorite wrestling moments of all time that I have to quickly show you. Yes, the Dudley Boys have reportedly signed WWE Legends contracts, which is great. Devon, I believe, actually, he may have left the company, but he was working backstage for a while again. But I think he may have left. Let me see. They recently inked Legend, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. But they're going to reunite a few different times, I'm sure. Blah, 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 blah. Take a major step back from wrestling. He's now. Oh shit! They're both going back to full time. Wow. So Devon is coming back to the ring. I was not. I know Bully Ray was still going, but I didn't know Devon was coming back to the ring. That's incredible.
Well, they've got to be pushing.
They both got to be in their 50s.
60?
They both got to be in their 50s at least.
I just want to say 60, but
gotta be.
Yeah.
Let's find out. You got a computer.
I mean, look it up here.
Yeah, you look that up because I'm about to show you one of the greatest moments ever. It's one of my favorite moments in the history of wrestling. Ready?
What was number 3?
The Rock says, "Who are you two Rudy Poos?"
This was back when Bubba had the stuttering gimmick.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was great. Steve C, are you a pecan or a pecant? You're a pecant.
Oh, the Dudley boys? Oh, he knows them. Little head game going on here.
You should know by now that we are the. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
So I'm
I
looking
love that
here.
so much. It's not even funny. Oh, it's so goddamn good. It's just so ridiculous. You are
Okay,
so slow.
All right,
Holy
so
Ray.
Bubba Ray is 52.
And
Okay.
Bully Ray was born in 41, which would make him 52 as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I was off. I thought they'd be in their 60s, but no, they're about my age.
Early 50s. Early 50s.
Yeah.
You are 60 though, I thought.
No, I'll be
No?
55 in November.
Okay, it's not that bad. Hey, make sure you guys tweet out the stream and all that good stuff. We're just getting going. We got a lot more to cover. Let's continue to rock through it. Quick one with Matt Riddle. Apparently, he got sexually assaulted at JFK Airport. It has launched an internal investigation. Law enforcement sources say Port Authority officers got a call from a disorderly person who was deplaning, and they met him at the terminal. It turns out that was Riddle. Cops spoke to Matt Riddle as well as another witness, and he seemed apologetic in the moment. No police report was filed, and everyone was free to go with that incident. Sources say the Port Authority was shocked at the Riddle's claim, as from their view, nothing went down to warrant such an accusation. Still, they were told the department is taking the claim seriously, and an internal probe was being launched. Riddle is now in a now deleted post claimed allegations of being touched inappropriately by a cop, but didn't go into too much detail. But he has deleted that now. So interessante. We'll see what happens with him. Matt Riddle has had a lot of weird shit with him, so it's kind of hard to tell.
A little frisky.
He's had some weird stuff. He's definitely got a couple of interesting encounters on his resume. Especially with the ladies. Is all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I don't want to throw him under the bus too hard, but he's definitely had some interesting shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Speaking of men and women problems, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp has resurfaced. Look at this. He returns as the face of Dior in his first ad since the Amber Heard trial, where he lost all of the ads. He lost all of his sponsorships. But he's come back, and he's been the face of the men's fragrance since 2015. Reportedly signed a new three-year deal worth over $20 million in the wake of his win over his ex-wife in their 2022 defamation trial. Great. That's fantastic. Let's watch the Editor.
An eagle cries as it circles its prey. The blazing sun high in the ozone blue sky. A trail of cold wind stirs around the dry wood and stone.
What?
This is the call of Sauvage. Aux toilettes.
Oh, fuck off. Why
Sauvage
would...
eau de toilette.
Sauvage eau de toilette. Fuck off. Why? Why was that? Why was that necessary? Fuck you. God damn it. Johnny.
Make 20 million, man. Come on, you gotta get to 20 million.
Nah, I'd do it for $20.
Hey, pay me. Yeah. Pay me 20. I'll say eau de toilette.
Eau de toilette. Sauvage. It'd be great. Update a little story from the other day, because Joe Jonas filed for divorce from Sophie Turner, but we haven't heard anything from him since. Well, he actually said something at a concert. Basically, I'm not even going to play the clip because it's kind of hard to even hear him say, but this is what he said. It's been a tough week, but I just want to say, look, if you don't hear from these lips, don't believe it, okay? Thank you, everyone, for your love and support. Me and my family love you guys. So the reason why he has to say this is because he did look for a divorce, saying that their marriage was irrevocably broken. The key reason he's ending the marriage is the difference in lifestyles. And the straw that broke the camel's back was apparently like a ring video. I'm reading this right from TMZ of Sophie, but we have not. No one's seen the nature of the video yet. But apparently, if that video leaks, apparently it's going to make a lot of sense. And the way that people are talking about it, it probably is going to leak, which is unfortunate, but it looks like it more than likely will end up leaking. regardless of any of that, it does seem like some of the memes that have a lot of people meme this, and I'm seeing a lot of fake reasons as to why Joe Jonas filed for divorce, and some of them are hysterical. Some of them are so funny because she's tall and he's kind of short. So no, I saw someone tweet out that he filed for divorce because she refused to get the cookies off the top shelf for him anymore. I fucking don't like, man. I'm like, y'all are wrong. Y'all are
funny. I don't give a damn
wrong.
who you are.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. That's pretty. Hey, look, there's the guy from Pawn Stars. Yeah, so I hope that they are okay and all that good stuff and blah 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 blah. I gotta act like I care. UFC had a big one this weekend, my friend. Last night, in fact, they had one of the biggest upsets in the history of the UFC. Although some people kind of could have saw it coming. Sean Strickland won the UFC middleweight middleweight, yeah, one of them, from Israel Adesanya. And Adesanya has been very dominant. He lost the belt shortly to Pereira. He won it back almost immediately. But he came into this fight looking a little rough. And Strickland is this big, fucking loud, abrasive American dude. And he's rough. He's like, nobody who jacks off to anime porn is going to beat me up and all this type of shit. He's been going hard after Israel's Adesanya. He said it's fucked up shit. He pushes the envelope. He goes hard. Well, he fucking won, dude. He battered him for 5 fucking rounds. He beat him down and took his title for 5 rounds. This was down in Australia last night. Just beat him down under. Down under. But it wasn't the only story that came out of it. We're going to talk a little bit more about Sean Strickland in just a moment. There was insanity. People are fucking going nuts. I don't even remember what was said in this, but I'm pretty sure there's some sort of slur and kind of something crazy in this clip. But there was 2 slurs, 2 F-bombs dropped live at the pay-per-view last night by fighters. Fighters are going nuts, yelling at the crowd, yelling at other fighters. I mean, there's some shit in the water.
Unfortunately, Kaikara Francis is a bitch. The fucking bitch is in front of me. And you are
little context. So this guy was supposed to fight the dude that he's pointing at, the guy that's in the crowd. He pulled out of the fight, but then he shows up to the weigh-ins perfectly fine.
Guilty because Sunday, this kid's gonna get murdered, you know? Because you
Hey, calm down.
you fucking pussy.
Infelizmente, ele é uma vadia.
Afraid because,
Não, é uma
I
vadia.
get accused. You have 3 weeks to fight me. You little fucking pussy. Look at you. You have the courage to come here. Stage. Yes, stand up, motherfucker. Stand up.
Let's go.
Stand the up, motherfucker. What you want? What you want? All right, yeah. Shut the up. Sit down. Your things is.
That's Israel Adesanya, by the way, which is, and he's typically known as a good guy. The guy who's standing up, the taller one. He's typically known as a good guy to most people. So to see him get up and start kind of the bad guy is kind of funny because this is hysterical.
Sit the down. Sit the down. Sit the down, you.
You little crack ass.
Sit down, bro.
Tight ass car was giving you a brain.
Sit the down. Sit the down. What the f***? Guess what? Sit the down, you.
Look at this little midget trying to with me.
Fuck you are. Shut your mouth.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, calm the down. That's not the fight, dude. Leave the little man alone.
I'm okay.
Calm down, guys. I'm supposed to be the asshole here, Izzy. That's not your job.
No business with him.
That was Sean Strickland.
Important cartoon
He's got
addiction.
little man syndrome or something, don't he?
Oh yeah, he was all fired up. So this Sean Strickland, he's a fucking animal. He only got the title fight because someone else had to pull out. And he hasn't fought anyone of super note to where he really deserves this, but he was just the next guy up type situation. He came in, he had himself 3 really great rounds. There were 2 rounds left in the championship rounds, and this is how his corner, he didn't even sit down. This is how his corner took care of him.
Hey, listen up. Okay. All right, let's go. We got 2 rounds of this. I don't want to lose some fucking boring-ass decision here. Hey, we didn't come all this way to lose a fucking point fest. Get on this motherfucker and let's go. Hey, listen up.
And then he did. And he just battered him for 2 more rounds, and he took the fucking title off him. And the guy is big. Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good pay-per-view. And it leads me to this. I don't know if you've ever heard the Madden curse, but yeah, this is where people who would end up being on the cover of Madden, they would end up even having a career worst year or get hurt. Some of them never playing again. Well, the UFC is also owned by EA Sports. Well, the video game is owned by EA Sports as well. And they have their own curse. Look at this shit. John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson were on the cover. Jones failed a drug test for the next fight. Gustafsson knocked out by Anthony Rebel Johnson in his home country in the next fight. Did we lose? Yeah, we're having some signal issues. What's going on? Come on. Did we fix it? Okay, we're good. Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor were on the next cover. Ronda Rousey was knocked out by Amanda Nunes in 48 seconds in her next fight. Conor McGregor choked out by Nate Diaz 10 days after the release of this photo.
Golly.
Yep. Conor McGregor then would go back on the cover again to only be choked out by Khabib in the next fight. And then last the cover, Jorge Masvidal was knocked out cold by Kamaru Usman. And then Izzy went 1-0. He did get one good win. And then he lost in a when he tried to go up to fight Jan Blachowicz for the light heavyweight championship, which was very difficult to do. But he went up there and he lost that fight. But now he's on the cover again. And guess what happened? Gone.
Got beat.
But he's going to get an automatic rematch, and I think that's the right move. He didn't look right. At the weigh-ins, he looked wrong. He looked, something did not look right about Israel Adesanya. He's too good. Oh, I just got his reference. Oh, man, I'm an idiot. All right. So a couple of days ago at the conference, Sean Strickland said some fucked up shit about Israel Adesanya, and he said something about his dog, and his dog recently died. And I guess that pissed him off. And Izzy ended up saying something along the lines of the other night. He goes, "I'm going to go John Wick on him." And I didn't get why. It just hit me.
Yeah.
Okay. It just hit me randomly, people. I just like, oh, that's why he said that.
Yeah.
I felt like an asshole.
Yeah.
It's like this John Wickian shit right there. Why is my shit fucking dying on me? I don't like it.
Sound fine to me, and I'm not seeing anything on the stream. I got the stream up. So.
Good. I'm just getting the red thing of doom, but I'm hoping that'll stop. I'm dropping frames like a sumbitch, but I'm hoping my stuff is good enough to be able to hold off. Come on, you bastard assassin bastard. All right, here is fuck Mike Tyson. I gotta do that one right there. The KSI fight's coming up very, very soon. They're about to finally get this thing going. Jesus Christ, KSI cut one of the fucking most cringe promos I've ever seen in my life. You seen this yet?
No.
Holy shit, people.
October 14th. This will be the day that you'll hate for the rest of your life. When I beat you, with every year that you breathe, that day will be a constant reminder that you lost to a YouTuber. You can train all you want.
Shut up, you human pineapple.
Won't matter.
You look like a pineapple.
Soon you will face reality and it will hurt you.
The hairline's 10
You
miles
will be a disgrace
That's why he's wearing
to
the
the Fury
bandana.
name.
Oh, dear.
And your boxing career
Get
will
up
be
there, my son.
destroyed. when I'm
Get
done
up
with
there,
you.
my boy.
Look how small KSI looks compared to Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's going to get fucked up.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
He's cringe.
You don't want this as much as I do.
WWE.
You don't need this as much as I do.
We're shaking.
What do you do? Hit him with an elbow?
Christ.
It's so cringe,
Oh, we're terrified.
No,
It's better.
That sounded like
I'll see you soon.
You can't help but laugh. The laugh on it.
October 14th.
It's so fucking bad,
This will be
bro.
you know what that reminds me of is like some of the like back in the olden days, like some of the like really old wrestling promos.
Yes.
Just
almost
that
like
laugh at the
vaudevillian.
end especially.
Almost like vaudevillian.
Especially that laugh at it's just,
so bad. So bad. People, are you still watching the Marvel movies at all?
Well, yeah, I've watched everything that they, but I haven't watched like the Marvel one, the girl, whatever, Ms. Marvel was on Disney, I think. Whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one. I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time connecting to this next series.
I feel you.
These characters are, I have no interest in them.
I feel you.
And I just don't know why. I mean,
They're rough. There's
Yeah,
some good
yeah.
stuff, but it's rough without our mainstays. There are some great characters,
Yeah.
some great stories, but we need some mainstays. We need some star power. And that's where it seems like we're going to be shifting. So a little movie you may have heard of called Deadpool 3 has had some major plot points revealed. So here's what we know about Deadpool 3. It's reportedly going to lead directly into the Secret Wars, which is pretty cool. And the film is going to showcase multiple realities collapsing and the TVA's plan to save certain heroes from each reality and place them on New Earth, or now known as Battle World. Fuck me dead. That sounds so fucking cool to me. Deadpool 3 will be the first project where the multiverse reaching a breaking point and affecting the MCU as a whole is the focal point. Deadpool will be an integral part of the MCU going forward. So the ability to bring characters, one of the things I heard about this movie was going to be Deadpool and Wolverine having to kill a lot of the rest of the X-Men from that universe. So I'm kind of interested now this is going to go. This could be one of the biggest, most entertaining, insane. We might see characters that we saw for moments. You know, this is how we save people. This is how we get Iron Man back, by the way, potentially.
Yeah, potentially. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
This is I guess more of an IRL issue versus whatever. How are they going to do this, write this, and make this with the strike going?
So apparently they were able to get quite a bit done, and they've been able to get around some things, I guess, but I don't know that they're just able to talk about a lot of what's going down. I other than that, I'm only reading what I'm hearing.
I've got a friend. I got several friends, but I got a couple that live up in Canada. One of them has connection to the movie television industry, right?
They do a lot up there in Vancouver.
And I was asking him, I said, well, how does this affect what he goes, as long as it is not something that is starring American actors, or it's not starring or has to have anything to do with like American writers, it still can be filmed and they're not considered, I guess, for the lack of a better, scabs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're still able to do stuff. So that's why they're still filming and producing and making stuff up in Canada.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So I don't know if this, and you know, Ryan Reynolds,
Canadian.
who is he's Canadian, and of course Hugh Jackman is Australian.
He's Australian, yeah.
So I don't know if are they filming this up in Canada to bypass all that. I don't know.
A lot of that cast is international too.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean,
a lot of Brits. Yeah.
All I can tell you is I'm watching a lot of like older series that I never got to watch back in the day.
Yeah.
Streaming is awesome.
Isn't it?
I'm catching up on TV series and stuff that I never got to watch.
Isn't it great?
Back in the day. Yeah, it really is. And I understand what their gripes and complaints and stuff are. I don't agree with them. But I understand them. And you know, if they're able to work something going forward to where they can get a slice of the pie from the different whatever original writers or manufacturers of these shows or movies, when they lease or sell it to a streaming service, and they can get a cut of that, I'm cool with that. If they can't, I'm like, it's not really yours to bargain with. You know, you don't own that. You were paid to do a job. What they do with it after that's really. You know,
It's you know, I don't know. I'm with that one. It's if it was that simple, the streaming numbers would be released, but they're not. They're not, and because they're not, it makes me wonder some stuff. Now, I get it, and you know me, I'm pretty industrious when it comes to like economics.
Sure.
I'm free market, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to technological things and ownership and IPs and all of that, we're far too fucking restrictive as it is. You know what I mean? And the perpetuity clauses and all of those type of things. It's just like it's crazy to me. Now, I personally do not feel it would hurt them too much, just from a standpoint of good faith, goodwill, or whatever, just to get this on. You're not going to be able to analytic it down to figure out an exact percentage to make it work what they're going to want. But as long as there's some sort of percentage going to a pot of some sort of monies that helps them, something, it doesn't matter what it is, it's a beginning. And I think that's all they have to do. A small percentage. And anything else is greed. Like if any other pushback to that, to not do it, to end this, is just an act of greed that I feel is unnecessary. Yeah. You know, it's rough because I guess you kind of have to look at it too. It's like music holders, people who made music back in like the teens and 20s. When that music is on YouTube, who gets paid? Someone gets paid. Most time it's not even it's not gonna be the estate.
The company that owns the rights to the stuff, right?
Right. But there was no, when the original people signed it, even the people who sold it and bought it, those people are dust and dead and buried. You know what I mean? Those perpetuity clauses are fucking ridiculous because you can't see into the future to be able to predict the changes that will happen in the world. So to lock people into these scary language contracts that are finally starting to get beaten are I think it's archaic, and it ends up causing more problems than it solves. So I don't know what the solution is, but I like what we've seen people like Dave Chappelle do and Prince when he was alive. That's why it kills me that his fucking kids screwed that up. Prince is one of the few guys that successfully got his music from the record companies. One of the few fucking people. Now everyone's selling. You see this? Everyone's selling their catalogs, people. Everybody. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. But Prince fought for his, got it, put it all in a vault, dies. His 6 kids couldn't fucking figure it out and gave it back. Yeah. And the record company have it all. Yeah.
They wanted money. It's all about money.
Ridiculous. They wanted ownership. That it's not even. It's about potential monies and future monies. It's about just the ownership of it, which is just disgusting. Anyways. But I think doing nothing is not the answer anymore. There has to be something to define it, and I just don't know what it's going to fully take. I don't know. Are you keeping up with the 8-passenger story?
Actually, I know very little about this other than family vloggers. We've had too many of them that's really been just like shit people. Yeah. So maybe
this might be the worst.
Not a good thing. Yeah,
this might be the worst one, people. This might be the worst of all of them.
Worse than Daddy-O-5?
Oh, fuck me dead. Yeah. Because at least with Daddy-O-5, there was still, you can feel at times there was semblance of they were trying to be entertainers or something, right?
Yeah.
These people, no. There's nothing. There's nothing. So this woman would post videos of her disciplining her children in very, very, very barbaric ways. I'm talking taping their feet, taping their hands with duct tape, locking them up. Yeah. And then validating it by saying that these kids who are as young as 4 years old in some of these instances, people, are not understanding the consequences of their action, and they're speaking in these crazy terminology and all this stuff, and they were doing it for years. It got shut down a couple of years ago, but they were doing this for fucking years. And she ended up having a divorce. Some of her kids are already long out of the house. She's still doing it, and she was still doing it, and she found a partner. This woman business partner that she was living with, or at least the kids were staying with, And one day, about 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was now, one of the children crawls out of a fucking window, emaciated.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Fucking emaciated.
Had duct tape all over the body and shit.
Yes,
yeah,
sir. So she gets put in. She's been, and we're not hearing a lot because this is in the heart of Mormonville. This is in Utah, you know. So information's tight. We know that, but we have found out that she's still being held. She's been in detainment. Her bond has been not given, so she's being held without it. But there was some reasons why she ended up not getting into her plea agreement or her arraignment the other day. But she ends up going to court, and they're asking, and she starts justifying her actions by start throwing her children on the bus, start saying her children are like molesting each other and shit like that. And
my God.
Yeah, people, it's fucking crazy. It's absolutely insane. So her and this Jody Hildebrandt, Jody Hildebrandt rather, have been charged with 6 accounts of aggravated child abuse. They've now been upgraded 6 felony counts of aggravated child abuse, which is fucking like 15 or 10 years of charge. I think it's 15 or 10 or 30 years of charge. It's a lot of years of charge and a $10,000 fucking fine. Like, this story is insane. Insane. It was a 12-year-old son climbing out of a window and running to neighbors for fucking help. It's just absolutely craziness. Held without bail. It's fucking great. It's just, this whole thing.
All I'll say to this is, if this woman is found guilty, right? If there's evidence there, whatever, and she's convicted and found guilty, something tells me she will get her just desserts when she's behind bars.
Yes, because this woman here is going to be wearing orange, because these are federal fucking crimes. These are felonies. These are not little nothings. These are and for
charges.
For Utah, they're coming. You know what I mean? Like they're going heavy because all this is out there. All the evidence, they posted it. It's literally out there. And now this fucking disgusting woman is actually defending her actions and using it as an excuse, saying that her children are bad in this way and that way, and this is her way of punishing. It's unfucking believable.
Well, all kids behave badly, whatever, but you don't.
No.
You don't fucking tape them with duct tape and
you
not
don't starve them.
Shit.
You don't force them to work all over the house before they get breakfast. You make them clean their bed. You make them clean their room. You make them brush their teeth. You make them do all that. You don't make them fucking mow the lawn every morning before they're allowed to eat. You don't make them paint the house before they're allowed to eat. You don't do those things. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's crazy. It's crazy. Kevin's the husband. He's been estranged for a little while. The daughters have come out, and some of the ones that are already adults, and they've been saying that they were calling Child Protective Services for years, that the police were not listening, and that completely tracks for me for Utah. They're going to protect their own. So I would recommend you checking out some of these people. It's gross, but I mean, the story, this one, I don't like baby dicks being thrown in my ears and all that type of shit. Yeah. But this one is so bad that you got to put some sort of spotlight on it, just because this is going to be a huge one. She's still being held. This has been a couple of weeks now. October 1st, she might get arraigned, but who the fuck knows? This is going to be a big one because of how big she was. She was like a few million. She was a few milli channel. Yeah, they were not a small channel.
You know what? I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to take nobody, whatever. But I sometimes wonder about some of these YouTubers who prominently have their kids in their videos all the time. I mean, we look at Hollywood, for example, and these young actors, and how so often it screws up their lives so horribly, right? Yep. And they have things in place to, quote, protect these child actors, right, in Hollywood stuff. But we see case and time again with these YouTube family vloggers where these kids are nothing more than a prop for content.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder, when it's all said and done, what's going to happen to these kids, you know?
Right.
I worry about some of these family bloggers and stuff, when these kids actually get old enough to
not be
have a
valuable.
voice. Yeah. So
it's terrible.
Anyway,
yeah, trust me, I'm their parents is not good enough.
No.
You know what I mean?
You would think it would be, right? As parents, they should be loving and nurturing and taking care of and protecting their children.
Maybe once upon a time you could take that for granted.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Now little kids are escaping from fucking basements. Fucking crazy. Crazy. Mrs. Stripe, she said the child was essaying the other siblings and was looking at porn at 3 years old. Makes zero sense. It's insane. I told this story. My daughter was looking at YouTube images and things at a young age, 10 years old. When you find something like that, you don't beat them. You don't put them in a closet. You talk to them. You figure out the curiosity. Obviously, there's curiosity, and I don't want to hear this bullshit of, well, they're too young. No, obviously, they're fucking not. Your child might be a little bit different. Maybe instead of ignoring it, you should talk to them and like a fucking person. Maybe there's something going on there. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy or something. Maybe I should have beat her with a fucking sock with some soap in it, people.
No, I think electrical cord works better.
That works pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
No, that's what you do, right? If your child is interested about things and they're asking whatever, and you catch them looking at that type of stuff, you set them down and say, listen, okay, whatever. This is going. I don't want this to be awkward. It's going to be awkward, but I don't want it to be awkward. But let's just talk about it. What questions do you have? Because this is not real. Let's talk about what's real. And so I mean, that's what you have to do it. You do it with your kids. I mean,
you look them in the eyes, people. You look them in the eyes, and this is what you do. You go, let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. Yeah, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Let me tell you about love. That's it. It'll be good. You want to talk about some other horrible people? Well, I almost feel bad saying that. I almost feel bad saying that because it's like half in, half out on these. Because, all right, let's crawl, walk, run. This is Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. They were lifelong, well, pretty much 25 years plus friends with Danny Masterson, who has now been formally convicted of 2 counts of rapes. 30 years. He's going to prison. He's two counts of raping. He's done. He's gone. See you later. 30 years, hopefully forever. Bye-bye. During the course of that trial, these two, amongst other people, were asked to write character letter testimonials on behalf of their friends. On behalf of their friend. They were asked this by his family, and they did. And it came out that they did, and people were not fucking happy. People are accusing them of using supportive Scientology terms to support their friends, support Danny Masterson, and undermine victims. Some of it makes some sense. Some of it might be stretches. There's a lot of emotions with it. Ashton and Mila, the issue with Ashton and Mila is there is a lot of video, and I doing a little bit of research on this story today. The videos are unavoidable, but I'm not going to play some just because of how awkward some of them are. One in particular, with these two getting interviewed at a young age, he couldn't have been more than 23 or 24 at the time. That would have made her 18, 19, something like that. And maybe it was in a little bit. It's hard to tell with them because they always look so fucking young, but it looked early. And they're just kind of making fun of all the times when they were forced to make out when she was 14 and he was 19. And Ashton was talking about making bets with Danny Masterson and all kinds of stuff like that. And it's just like there's things that were accepted back then that people would talk like, the Olsen twins on the clock and all that type of shit. There was all those stuff. But then there were some really fucked up things with Danny Masterson, where he was talking about like liking girls that are really young. It was like there's some really, 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 really crazy shit. So because of that, they're not getting a lot of the benefit of the doubt, and people got very fucking mad, which I can understand to a degree, completely. They decided to respond. That I did not understand to any degree. Nothing you can say is going to help the situation here. Nothing. No amount of apologizing. There's nothing. Like, let's listen to what they say, and you tell me if they fix the situation, people.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
Yes, Black Rose. That's what you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to get a lighter sentence. Yeah, it's character letters for the behalf of the person. Yeah.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them.
They probably shouldn't have ever been released, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get that there's a lot of public record, but that's pretty personal. You know what I mean? And because they can be used and weaponized so easily, I question it.
I understand. All right. You have a friend of 25 plus years, right? Mm-hmm. The friend does something, is convicted of something horrible.
Right.
Do you just cut the cord and so therefore you never acknowledge this person ever again?
Well, let me give you the slam dunk. Let me give you the slam dunk version real quick. Let me give you the easy one. Let's say your son kills somebody, and the judge asks you to write a testimonial letter on who you know your son to be, aside from this act a moment. You're not going to write the letter? Of course you're going to write the letter.
100% going to write the letter.
Of course you're going to write the letter. Now, that's the slam dunk version. That's the version that everybody can get behind. Now, you start to move the goalpost because this isn't a family member. It's a friend.
No.
So now you start looking at that from that lens, and you could still be like, hey, I know friends who are like family to me, brothers, all that type of shit. Then you start looking a little bit deeper. Here's what got me. I actually got this down in the comment section. I'm not going to scroll because there's also some other shit in there that's not so great. But somebody said two words that I was not expecting that made me go, oh. And it put everything into a different perspective for me. I wonder if it'll do the same for you. The two words were Topher Grace. And I thought about that. Topher Grace was the lead on that 70s show. He was Eric Foreman. And Eric Foreman is the one who left the show. He was the one that was described as weird. He was the one who was described as having a mental breakdown. He was the one who's described to be different from everybody else on the cast and all of this type of shit. Yeah. He came back towards the end of the show, but even that was awkward. Now he has come back for the revival, and a lot of things have been buried, but he had a real weird stretch there that he himself portrayed and made fun of in one of the Ocean's movies, two of the Ocean's movies. As a matter of fact, he played himself and made fun of his own situation. I left the show. I totally phoned in that Dennis Quaid movie. Yeah, he was making fun of his own situation at that time. But it makes me wonder, did he remove himself and by the way, he's never he's never spoken on behalf of Danny Masterson. No one's got any fucking ties to him and Danny Masterson. Like, no one's got any of that smoking gun that they do on a lot of the other people. And again, he was the one who moved away. So I'm just wondering, looking at it contextualized now, maybe Topher starts coming out with some stuff that people weren't really considering back then, because Topher was the problem. Topher was the one who had a problem. He's the one who wanted to leave. That was the narrative. Maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe he was the one who chose a different moral path. I'm not saying that's the case, but I just found it interesting. I found it real interesting to me. I wonder if it's even down there. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance. I'm going have a chance. Oh, Jesus. I have a chance. Where's it at? There were some really good ones.
You know, the thing that I will say is, you know, they had that time together on the 70s show, but then they played brothers on The Ranch, which was a Netflix series that they removed Danny Masterson from when these charges were brought back up in whenever it was 2020.
Yeah.
They actually killed his character off of the show.
They had to. If Roseanne got killed off her own show because of a Xanax induced or Ambien induced fucking joke, you know they were gonna kill Danny Masterson's ass.
So should the letters have been released? I'm going to say probably not. Am I going to sit here and throw rocks at either one of these because they wrote a character letter for a friend of theirs who was convicted of committing a heinous crime? No, I'm not going to do that either. Did they need to make a video like this to try to explain shit? No, because I don't know about Mila, but I know Ashton has been very, very, very proactive in trying to help victims of the sex trade industry.
Yep. Yes, he has.
And trying to save people. So I think his body of action, as far as, you know, that type of stuff, speaks extremely loud about where his stance is. I think this was not needed at all. I think they should just let their, you know, speak for themselves and go on with it.
Agreed.
Whatever.
Agreed. Because here's the thing. I don't like when this stuff gets released just because it's going to, if this narrative works for victims in one narrative, it's got to work the other way as well. And what I mean by that is if you start making this public or this public flogging commonplace, and we start seeing people who are writing letters on behalf for whatever reason, especially when they're being asked, they're going to stop doing it. And that is a hindrance to the legal process for the defense. You know, like that is hurting the potential of the defense attorneys to be able to effectively do their job, especially when it comes to the sentencing, because that is a very effective tool. And it's an important tool to use because when the sentencing is happening, that is the one moment that you have to be able to appeal to a judge's sense of beyond what they saw in the courtroom. This is your opportunity to allow people to speak on behalf of who they know that person to be outside of that moment that got him in the court or series of moments or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that you have to agree with any of the people that are doing it, but it's really none of your fucking business. It's really not. It's not anybody's fucking business. And if you start hindering that, I just think it's just going to be such a bad end product to so many people what they're trying to accomplish. It's fucked.
I agree. Yeah, because then they, you know, you get chastised. You get like I said, villainized, demonized. You're like.
It's just harder with them because of some of the mitigating circumstances with Ashton and just them in particular. Because, like, she was 14, he was 19, and all this type of shit. You know, there's just a lot of crazy stuff that when you go back and you look at the interviews, and a lot of it's been taken down. Like, some of the stuff that was really damning is off the internet. You can't even find some of the interviews that were really fucked up. It's nuts. But 'tis what it is. I'm with you, though. Let's do a quick look through TMZ, see if anything interesting has happened.
John Wayne?
What happened? Oh, yeah, fucking Joe Biden is referencing dog face pony soldiers. He's doing John Wayne quotes again. Apparently, he's been doing this for a little while.
He needs to leave John Wayne out of his mouth. Jesus.
It's pretty great. Oh, there's the Matt Riddle story we got from earlier. There, he deleted the post. Little motherfucker there. Comic book fans are deeply concerned about oh, yeah, Aquaman 2 looks like it's going away. Yeah, I love that story's coming out the same time as Johnny Depp getting his Dior shit back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Let's see. Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, this was part of the reason, too. This article is somewhat interesting because one of the accusers of Danny Masterson goes after Ashton Kutcher because basically they're saying a lot of the people who were involved in the show at the time, they knew a lot more than they ever fucking let on.
Ooh.
Yeah. So again, I don't know where that story is going to go. That's why it's one of those, well, because you don't know what's real and what's not at this point. Drew Barrymore is coming back mid-strike, getting slammed by the WGA. She is coming back. We were talking about scabbing earlier. What looks like Drew Barrymore does not give two flying fucks.
Interesting.
Fuck it. Drew Barrymore is one of the people in Hollywood who are considered royalty. She comes from a lineage. She's done so much stuff, whatever. So she can get away. She can pretty much do what she wants.
I don't know. Is this considered brave or?
I don't know what it is.
Is this? I don't know. I don't
know.
Again, I'm sorry. God, I don't want to. I'll just hush because I don't want to.
I don't know what it is, man. I like Drew. I
love Drew Barrymore. I honestly think she's a sweetheart. I mean, going clear back to the days of when she Firestarter, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, E.T.
just, E.T. I mean, come on. I mean, she's just kind of a sweetheart. I mean, I hold her right up there with Sandra Bullock as far as like sweethearts.
I love Sandra Bullock.
Right. In my eyes, Drew can't do anything wrong. I mean, you watch her Instagram where she's like dancing in the rain and shit. And people are like, "Oh, she's so..." No, the woman's having fun. She's enjoying life. She danced the rain. Whoop de flipping do. Did you ever see the interview?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Did you ever see the interview where she was talking with played John Wick?
Keanu Reeves.
His name's Keanu Reeves. Have you ever watched that interview between those two?
I think I have. I think I know the one you're talking about.
Where Keanu basically literally saved her life.
Oh no, maybe I haven't. I'll have to see that.
Because where she was at mentally, I mean, she was ready to 86.
Oh yes. I do know that. Keanu's got that effect.
Oh, he's golden. He's just a golden dude.
He does like cool stuff on his birthday, like goes to like local coffee shops and gives away coffee and cake on his birthdays and stuff. He's like a cool dude.
He's just a cool dude.
Like a Zen guy.
When I saw that interview I was like, I don't know, it just touched me on a very emotional level. I was like,
the penis?
That here was a person who was hurting and he took time.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's all you got to do is just take a little time.
And that's one of the things I always tell people, time is the most precious commodity any of us have.
Agreed.
And if you're willing to give that time to somebody, that person should really, and she acknowledged that, which I was like, okay, which reemphasized me how that Drew's a good person.
Yep.
Because she understood the importance of what that was. And I was like, yeah.
You can change people's life forever with just a moment. I mean, just being there. It's amazing. To allow somebody to feel visible, it's a big thing. And anybody who can do a show like Santa Clarita Diet is okay in my book. I love Drew Barrymore. Always will.
So Fairy Floss says, that sucks. I disagree. You can like her. I like her. I think people can be critical of that 100%.
It's just harder with this story because of how line drawn shit is. It's like, because it is scabbing. And my only criticism of her would be just do a podcast. Yeah. Just do something without writers. Just do a podcast. That's how everyone else is getting around it. Just do it.
But just to kind of put so people don't, I'm not pro-union either.
No, you're not.
I'm very anti-union.
He wants to smash the union.
But that's because of my own personal dealings with when a union I was forced to be in. But so as far as if she's a member of this and she's willingly has been a part of this organization, if she's doing that, you know what? Yeah, that I would say is wrong because she committed to be a part of this organization and group. So yeah, on that sense, it's wrong.
Sometimes you just got to think about what's worth the hassle. Is this worth causing my life a lot more fucking stress? because that's what you do a lot of the times. So maybe that's playing itself. Maybe we'll call that the Steve Harvey philosophy, because Steve Harvey doesn't take risks anymore. He just wants to stay on daytime TV. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
he'll apologize for everything. He doesn't care. And maybe that's too big of an extreme of a pendulum swing. But I mean, there's some sort of acceptability line you've got to walk when it comes to that. And if you want to keep yourself working and you want to keep yourself friends with everybody who's still going to be around when this gets sorted, you just got to think of what's worth what. How much money could she be making off that? There's got to be another reason for doing what she's doing,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're going to be haunted by Jimmy Hoffa's ghost, you son of a bitch.
Joke's on you. I know where he's at.
I was going to say, tell us where he's buried.
Nope.
Well, if you won't tell us that, you at least got to go ahead and tell us what you got going on and all that.
Goodness gracious. Bless you, my son.
I'm sneezing. Oh, I'm sneezing. Okay, I'm back.
You can find me in the morning, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. As usual over there at Riveter. We'll have some coffee. We'll laugh. Maybe I'll have a few Waffle House fights. You never know. And we'll see what happens. So
there you go. If that's not a ring endorsement, I don't know what the fuck is. Get in there and watch people in the morning.
Dave, I heard a little birdie.
What birdie did you hear?
That you're going to have someone special on tomorrow night.
Yes. What's his name?
Oh God, what is this dude?
What is his name? I forgot his name. Let me look at the tweeter.
That's horrible of me, right?
I was hoping you knew his name. I was like, Strictly Patrick. Strictly Wrong. So he asked you a question and and he came on your show or asked you questions and you.
Nope. He asked me, and so I took a few minutes on one of my streams to answer the question, which was the origin story of the name Riveter and where it came from. And so this person is wanting to become more active in the community. And you got to be known for something, right?
Right.
And so their thing is to ask creators just some questions.
Right. So I saw this. So I saw this happening, and I didn't know who the fuck he was, but he tagged me in a poll, and I crushed everybody else in the poll. I smashed them up real good, people. Did you see that?
I saw that.
To quote the Mighty Ducks Part 1, the evil coach of the team that was really good, there's no use winning if you don't win big. And I loved it. I lapped him. I lapped your fucking son. I lapped your boy D-Max. Did you see that? Did you see it? Did you see what I did to him? 20%, people. Did you see it? Where's my love? Did you see what I did?
I saw that. Yes.
Took him to the gun show. And two other people. I took him down to Funky Town, and I won going away in dramatic fashion. And so I said to the kid, hey, you just want to come on and ask me whatever you want. I was like, I'll give you some time at the show. And he's like, yeah, sounds good. I go, bring your ass tomorrow. So he's going to bring his ass tomorrow.
He's like, I hope Riv don't show up because, Riv gets him riled up and I'll get nervous. And I told him, I said, you're safe. I probably won't be around tomorrow night to get Dave riled up. So.
Yeah, the people are worried about to get my blood pressure going.
Yeah. So
getting my
I didn't get you riled up tonight, though.
No, we were pretty zen. We were pretty calm.
It's Sunday. I got to go to work in the morning. It's a thing. So
there was hardly anybody here. You fuckers. They were sitting on their hands, except for Fairy Floss, who was awesome. Triffy Savage, he was awesome. Mike Lopez was awesome a couple times.
Couldn't help but notice I didn't hear no donations either.
I know. It's like I'm trying to go to WrestleMania and people don't care.
They just don't care. There's no support. There's no love.
It's all right. It's getting later in the month. It's hard time. People got hard times, people. What you know about hard times?
I know a lot about hard times.
You know about hard times?
Shit.
What about when the factory workers get to 25 years, daddy, and they get a piece of paper and a gold watch, say, daddy, a computer is taking your job, daddy. That's hard times. That's hard times.
Nobody could talk about hard times like the one and only Golden boy Dusty Rhodes, man.
American
I
Dream,
love
baby.
Dusty Rhodes. I love Dusty Rhodes, man.
He
was
ate out of trash cans with the beans and the weenies, and he dined We had the dinner tables with kings and queens, whatever the saying goes. He did it all.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it all. Dusty Rhodes was something else.
He
man.
really was.
He
Great talker,
something
great
else.
worker, maybe a little selfish. Dusty finish to the end.
Yeah. So.
Come on, baby. What you know about hard times? I love me some Dusty Rhodes, baby, because all you got to do is just bite your tongue a little bit and talk like this real slow, baby. And throw a lot of babies in there. Lot of babies in there. And talk real loud, baby. Get real excited up in here, baby. Don't you know it? Don't you know it, baby? I miss the American Dream. He can get people fired up.
He can get people fired up.
Remember his theme song? American Dream.
Yep.
He's a common man. Oh, yeah, that shit fucking.
And
used to get me
when he
drunk.
got to WWE, he had the valet. Her name was.
Come on.
I want to say, was it Miss Lily? Is that right? I know that's not right.
Shit, no, it's not. Not Lulu. Oh shit, Dusty Rhodes and Baby Doll. Baby Doll. No, that was earlier.
Baby Doll.
Was it Baby Doll? Baby? No, that was later on. That was a Tully Blanchard.
Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Her name was Sapphire.
Sapphire, baby. You know that Baby Doll, baby. Can you believe that Goldust came from that line? You know what? Say what you want about Dustin, but if he would have been able to keep himself in fucking check, he was probably the most talented of that entire line. Yeah. I just like creatively, speaking wise, physically, that was the one.
I did not like that character, Goldust. I just did not like the character. But I always thought Dustin Rhodes was a very athletic, very talented wrestler.
Incredible.
I just didn't like that character. And it wasn't because it was like an ambiguous character.
Androgynous.
Like that. Androgynous, whatever. It was just that the storylines they had him in because of the androgynous. I was like, just let the dude wrestle, you know? I didn't understand that, but
not at that time. It was all about the spectacle. And then he just liked the drugs. You know, he really liked the drugs.
Yeah, well, you know, sugar, you know.
Yeah, he's still wrestling today, though. He's still doing his thing. He's in amazing shape.
Speaking of wrestling,
yeah,
one of the old school teams, tag team that I love back from the days of Mid-South and TWA and stuff, right? I saw where the Rock and Roll Express is wrestling and stuff again a little bit, and in indie circuit stuff.
Yeah. They'll still pop up. Yeah, they came up to TNA for a little while too. Yeah, they'll still pop around.
Yeah. I've seen some of them. Their steps have slowed down.
Oh yeah,
big time.
It's ugly,
but it is ugly to watch it. But it still does my heart good to see the old schoolers like that out there still kind of trying to take a few bumps here and there. You know?
Stop it! Get out of there! Stop it! Oh my God!
Well,
no.
It's sad too, right? Because you think, well, they're having to do it because they just don't have the money, right? They're having to do it because there's just no money.
You know, that was true, but that's less true now than ever before. A lot of these guys just can't stop.
Yeah.
Ric Flair just can't stop.
Yeah.
Could not stop.
I know you don't like it. We've kind of talked about this, but there's that series that's on, is it on Stars called The Heels?
Yeah.
And they're in their second season. And it's really interesting how this second season, I see a lot of the storylines, and I see they've got all these older wrestlers they're kind of bringing in from within the storyline of that universe, whatever. And that's the very thing, right? They cannot walk away from the ring. They can't leave it. It's like a drug for them. It's like a drug for them. They just can't do it. So.
It's the most common thing. And the best example of it is The Wrestler. Just watch The Wrestler. You'll see that better there than anywhere else. But
that and Melissa Torme's boobies.
Yes. Oh, you always got to see them. I'm done, people. I am exhausted. I'm finito. I'm infinitum. I am donezo, but I am going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be doing this. I hope this kid's going to ask me some good stuff.
I'm sure he'll do fine.
But you better not fuck it up.
Well, he probably will a little bit. I mean, he's never really done anything like this before, so I mean, he's going to be greener than goose shit.
Probably.
But Dave, thanks for letting me pop in tonight, dude.
No, it's always good to have you on. I love having you on.
Yeah.
I got a final plug real quick there. I just threw it in the chat. Blossom had a video blow up.
I watched that today.
She did a really good job. She busted her ass on that video, and I'm really, really proud of her because she identified a video that like a topic that hardly anyone was touching, and she knew it was gonna pop, and she was right.
Yeah.
And on top of it, she just did a great job with it. It looks great. I love all the equipment. She did a great job.
She did a very good job. There's only one little criticism, if I might add.
What's that?
Her audio needs to be a little bit higher because, like, when I watch other videos, her other videos, YouTube videos, I have it, my audio level set. But when I started watching hers, hers was a little bit. I had to actually crank my gain up on hers.
Really?
Yeah.
I got her on the same shit as mine.
Well, I don't know, man.
Okay,
but it's no big
I
deal.
didn't hear
I just
that
cranked,
problem.
I just
cranked
I
it
just
up.
cranked it up a little bit. That's just no big
You're
deal.
a
It's no
rabble
big deal.
rouser, you know that?
I'm a rebel rouser.
You're a
100%.
rabble rouser. Look at you.
You know what it is? Just call me JFA.
I'm gonna. I knew you were him all along. You son of a bitch. All right, people. I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna go smoke one more with the puffs, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I appreciate you, man. I'll see you in the week, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, man. Take care.
Back that
Later,
ass
Puffs.
up, and I'll see you later on. People, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out. I do appreciate you. Hopefully you had a fantastic time on this SunDave, baby. We'll be back at it tomorrow on a Monday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Really, really do. I'm tired. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. One more rip before we go. Also, grab Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah, the message. Find your way to the morning light. Don't worry, kids. He will guide you. Hit the like button on the way out. Retweet it and drop a comment if you don't mind once the video is processed. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Take us home, Real Talk.
My girl, she super real, she think that ain't nobody cool as me. Flyer than Pacifics, I'll be ripping till I'm gone. I sit back and blaze away like I'm Akeem Olajuwon. But I guess that's what I need in life, cause I don't get no sleep at night. So I'ma just keep grinding till my people see the morning light. Feel like I'm Alexander's prodigy. Fuck your death threats, them niggas always talking honorary. The Pentagon the same, they tryna mold us in the pottery. But even if I die, my lyrics still a living history. You mean they treat us like we pawns and we listen cause we scared they ain't gon' beef with Genghis Khan? I'm higher than a dinosaur, she Oreo like Baltimore. I taught them what I know, that make me feel like I was Gryffindor. Get your game right, she high, I call her sunlight. With lips like she's Brad's life, I ask her cause a crash site. But that's the way it is, I guess I play protagonist. This shit will never change, I'ma go out with her. This may be everything I'm dreaming, I wake up, my superstitions say the government was scheming. This must be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstitions say the government been scheming. Here we go. I roll up, they say the city lights is feeling me. My girl, she super real, she think that ain't nobody cool as me. Flyer than Pacifics, I'll be ripping till I'm gone. I sit back and blaze away like I'm Akeem Olajuwon. Yeah, da-da-da. Yeah, da-da-da. Hip-hop, I'm real talk. Hip-hop, I'm real talk. Da-da-da.
Good luck, Jay Philly.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new world.
You know we dig each and every single day. Real Talk. Thank you as always, my guy. Thank you as well, me Mush Puffs. I hope you had a fantastic night tonight. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm glad I was able to get the show in there. I filmed the full video today. It took a lot longer. I got more respect for apple pies and video making than I have for a very long time. Respect pies. Thank you. Keep it copious. One more rip. Get them out. Let's go. Move them in, move them out with a big sweat strap of rawhide. Let's go. We'll see you tomorrow.